Hi guys, welcome back. Me and Barney are back again to look at days 3 and 4 of the Cheltenham Festival this year. So hopefully listen to days 1 and 2. We sent out, I think it was last Sunday. So we sent a tip for each of those races, what we fancy. Good to have you on again, Barnes.
Thank you very much for having me.
Hopefully get some more winners for the last 2 days. It's going to be a cracking festival, I think. We'll start off with arguably could be the best race of the whole week if Galloping Deschamps goes for a 2.5 mile race against Bob Wallinger. Now, guys, Barney, as you would know, I've probably ranted about Bob Wallinger for so long. He's been my best bet since last year's festival. Backed him at 5-1 straight away for this race. So, and he's now even. So I'd be gutted if he didn't go in. He's in all my accumulators. So he's probably my week rests on Bob Wallinger winning. I still am a fan of his. Still think he will beat him. I know people think he's jumping nowhere near as good as Galloping, which I don't disagree with, but he's not bad at all. He's more just safe over his fences, so he's not going to fall, I'd say. Whereas Galloping Chomps is quite an extravagant jumper. He's more bold, so I would say he's got more chance of coming down. You can't think like that, but I would say Bob's a much safer jumper. I think he's too quick for Galloping as well, so I'm sticking with Bob, but I don't know if that's my heart or mind speaking. Barnes, what do you reckon?
I mean, I'd go for neither of them. So
Neither of them
doesn't have much with your opinion, no.
Oh no.
If Le Homme Press runs here, I think it's got a cracking chance.
Yeah, I can see it. I'd be interested when it goes this race or the 3 mile race.
I think you should take on the best and go here.
Yeah,
he's done everything right this season. He's won 4 in a row. I think 4 chase starts. Those are his only starts over the chase, I'm pretty sure. He's won at Cheltenham already. He beat Fantasticas which is one of your fancies for the earlier races, isn't it?
Ultimately,
beat him quite nicely by 13 lengths or something. He's won every race by at least 6 lengths. I think he's a very, very good horse. And the way that Charlie Deutsch talks about him as well is a massive plus.
What do you think about Venetia's?
Yeah, that is the only thing that I'd say is probably a negative. And obviously, yeah, but that's the only thing that I'd say is, well, it's probably a big negative. It's a big worry at the moment. But you can't help but like what he's done this season. Like you can't not. I think he's been brilliant. I've watched him win at Cheltenham, and I thought he was really good. I think he's just a very good horse. I think he's a very, very good horse. And it might be an unpopular opinion to go away from both the Irish, but I haven't really massively fancied Bob Wallinger all season. And Galloping, I don't understand why they go here.
Yeah, I still think I'm still praying he goes 3 miles. I don't think he will, but
I think he might go to 3 miles.
You reckon? It wouldn't surprise me. Willie last second could just change his mind. It wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, if you'd listened to our last video, then you would understand why we both want him to go 3 miles.
Very true, very true. Right, so Bob and long press for you. Gone to Potence now. Massive open handicap over 3 miles. Bit of a tricky one to work way out. I'm looking at Alaphilippe. He's around 8-1. He ticks a lot of trends, boxes in that sort of regards. He travelled like a really good horse in the Warwick race and just got tired late on. Paddy Brennan was not hard on him at all. Sporting John won that race, and winners don't tend to do well in the Potence final at Cheltenham, even though, Barney, I have heard that is your selection of races, Sporting John, which I couldn't be with at all. But the stats I've noticed you want to carry under 11 stone typically, and Alaphilippe has around 10-10, something depending on what gets declared. But I just think he ticks a lot of boxes for Fergal O'Brien. I think he could go well. The Barnes have teed up your Sporting John. How could you make a case for him?
He's going to win, isn't he? I know. I completely get all the facts are against him, or all the figures or whatever. But you've got to look at stats and figures to some sort of there's got to be a line. I mean, he won that race so easily. Like he could have won by miles. On his day, Sporting John will win this race. On his day. If he's not at the top of his game, if he is at the top of his game, he will win this race, 100%.
He's probably my most hated horse in racing. Whenever I back him, he loses, and whenever I don't back him, he wins. I just can't get him right, so I just won't touch him. And if he wins, he wins. But fair play if he does.
Happily disagree on that one then.
Yeah, Ryanair. Don't think we need to say much. Allaho wins. Agree.
Yeah, he's one of the bankers of the 4 days. I mean, his form figures at Cheltenham are really good. 3-3-1, and I mean,
I can't see Honeysuckle, Shishkin, or Hallow again. But like that treble, surely just wins, doesn't it?
Yeah, that, and then put Sporting John in and then in.
Well, I think you get. I think what that treble might be around 4-1. I'd say something around that sort of.
It's quite a nice price, wasn't it? I mean, Honeysuckle's going to win. Allow's going to win.
You could get some bookies will be boosting that treble, I would have thought, as well, closer to the time and in the next weekend and stuff. But that treble, I just can't see it losing. Like all three of those are just so solid.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm with you.
Allo and Shishkin have Allo and Honeysuckle have no competition, I think, and Shishkin does, but Shishkin is just the best. So
yeah, he's the best. Yeah.
Right, Barnes. This is next race. Stays hurdle. Champ. Guys, you probably know Barney is probably the founding member of his supporting club. I think you've backed him every single time he's ran. For some reason, I have no idea why, but some days it's been successful, some days not. What do you reckon he's going to win this one?
I mean, hopefully he doesn't do what he did to me last time at Cheltenham, because that was that was probably the worst bet in history in the Gold Cup.
Oh, in the Gold Cup. The Gold Cup, yeah.
He was pretty much out of it in about. Well, he's pretty much as soon as they started the race, they might have pulled him up. It's a weird race for Stayers, I think, because it's ebbed and flowed all year. Like I would love to see Paisley Park win it. Absolutely love to see it. Connection, it's just an awesome horse as well. Do I think Paisley will win? No, I don't. Would love to see him win. Flooring Porter, if the horse is just a bit of a nut, and if it jumps straight and true, and if it's on a good day, then it probably should actually win this race. I would have thought. Classical Dream
as well.
Yeah, Classical Dream needs to bounce back massively. Something I think it was something to do with the runs being too close to each other. Seems like a very fragile horse, but sort of and I just think out of the four horses, out of the four at the top of the market, Paisley, Flooring Porter, Classical Dream, and Champ, what was the most impressive display? This is how I'm picking it. What was the most impressive performance of the year? And personally, for me, it was Champ at Ascot.
I thought he had that wow factor about it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm basing it on. And 5-1 now. I didn't back him at 15-8 because I thought he was too short. Obviously, also I had Buzz originally, which is a very big shame.
He'd run a belter in this.
Oh, he would have won it. He's an awesome horse. Personally, I would go Champ at 5-1 just because if pick all their best displays of the season, I think Champ was most impressive, and that is how I'm going to base it on. I know you're not a massive fan on Champ.
I'm not his biggest fan, but I actually think he could win this. I'm basically this race as Time Hill is my main bet. I'd say like he's going to go in my play spots. Like Time Hill is the most solid horse. The only time he's not finished in top 4 is when he went to France at the start of the season. Why they went there, who knows? Big mistake. But he's only had one run since. That was second to Champ, the run you're talking about, and he was only a couple lengths behind him that day. I'd say Time Hill's got probably better form at Cheltenham than Champ. Champ's been beat quite a few times there.
Never wins.
No, that's what I mean. I'm not saving my place balls. Like I can't see him outside the top 3.
Yeah.
I think he's around 4-1. He's gonna be there. Whether he's good enough, he's not the classiest of these. But if all the others flop, then he's just gonna pick it up. I'd say. So basically, he'd be my place balls, and I'd be backing him mainly, just with the hope that the others flop. But if I had to back one of the others that flop, it was Champ. Even though he's a 10-year-old. That performance at Ascot was, I think, the best all year. I think Classical Dream and Flooring Porter, but they're both nut jobs, and Classical Dream is a fragile hole. I don't think Champ. He's not one of those. He doesn't fall in that category. He's just a bit He's just a bit in and out. He's not a crazy type though.
Massively inconsistent.
Yeah. And especially for the McManus owners, if he's punted in on a day, he's going to run a good race. I think that's if he drifts, he's not going to run well. So I'd probably say I'd put Time Hill in my each way bets maybe and play spots and wait until 10 minutes for the race and see what happens with Champ. And if Champ doesn't get punted in, I'll be on Time Hill. And if Champ does, then I'm going to go Champ based on the market. That's how I view the race. So it'd be an interesting race. It could be a complete outsider. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like Royal Carla, I wouldn't be having Royal Carla. I know they've confirmed she's going here. Mares don't win the race, so I wouldn't be having her. Simple as that. Paddy Powell Plate, next one. 2.5 mile handicap chase. Very open race. Probably one of the hardest race pickles week. I've got a slight pick for Keel Teely Briggs at 20-1. Looking at stats, you want to carry on the 11 stone. He carries just under that. Could come in under the radar. I'd say not a sexy profile whatsoever, but always runs a consistent race from the front as well, which I think is a positive thing at Cheltenham. And 20-1, worth a little each way punt. Do you have any strong selection?
I've got a strong selection. Then I've got one. If it runs here, has got actually both of them if they run here. They're both 16-1. First one is Andy. I actually can't say the second name.
Dufresne.
Yeah, Dufresne. It's spelled in a weird kind of way, isn't it? This horse normally runs over 2 miles, and was second to Captain Guinness not that long ago, so it could go to the Grand Annual. But if it runs here, I think it's got a brilliant chance. I think it stays 2.5, and I really think it's got a good chance. But I do think it might. I think they might go for the 2 miles. Just because that run behind Captain Guinness, I think he was only beaten about 2-3 lengths by Captain Guinness. And Captain Guinness has won since as well, quite nicely. So I think based on that, I think it might go for the Grand Annual, but we'll see. And then the other one is my stronger fancy, and this is Vienna Court at 16-1. I'm begging that the Twiston Davies obviously send it here instead of the Mares Chase.
Yeah.
It's won its last 2 at Cheltenham, and it beat Simply the Bets, not its last run, the run before that, by 2 lengths, and they were well clear of the rest. I think it's got a brilliant chance in this. I really, really do. I think it will win if it runs it. I think it will win.
You've missed out. Its best factor about Vienna Court is that Sam Twiston Davis will be riding.
Yeah. That's why I looked at it pretty much.
I might just back him all week.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, no, I tipped him up for my members' day on Papa Poutine. Gave it a terrific ride. So he's just such a good jockey. He just gives his all every time. So that's probably Vienna Court's best attribute, having him on, I'd say. Next race, Mares Novice Hurdle. Now, I really like horse LA Bell. I know she's not probably going to go for the race. I think you like her as well. I think she's a good horse, like a very genuine mare. Probably wants a little bit further. I think Cheltenham suit though over 2 miles.
The other day, didn't she? She won really nicely.
Yeah, she just got on line. Great ride by Harry Skelton.
She's so determined, I think, that horse. But yeah.
Yeah, she gives it all every time. She's not the classiest. But she's 3rd in Champion Bumper, so she's clearly good. I just think she's a bit underrated, to be fair. If she was trained by like Mullins or someone, she'd be shorter. I think she's going to go Aintree. So I will be backing Aintree when she goes there. But if she did turn up, I'll be having each run her. But I think main selection Dino Blue, sort of jumping on the bandwagon of the hype about this mare for McManus. Only had 1 run, went off evens, won very easy, looks quite good form. I haven't raced her since, which is interesting, but a lot of talk about her. She could be one of McManus' bank the whole week, and she's 2-1 favourite now. So there's even money for her now. And I think you're the same opinion, Barnes, about Dino Blue.
Yeah, I'm everything that you said there. I think the thing that it beat by 20 lengths or something in its 1 run, my Lighthouse or whatever, came up and absolutely sauntered up the other day.
I think in that race, the 2nd and 3rd were going up against each other and one of them fell. I think jumping the last. I think.
Really? Okay.
But they were both in clear. They were both
still well clear.
Yeah.
But the only thing that I'd add on to this race is I think choice of words at 20-1. I really, really feel like it might run Well, it probably won't beat Dino Blue based on all the hype going on the horse. But in its last run, it was beaten 3 lengths by Journey with me. And I thought it was an impressive performance. It's improved every single run. I know it was favourite to beat Party Central at one point during the season and came 4th, and it was quite disappointing. But I think it's just improving, and I think 20 to 1 is a big price. And I'll be having an each way on that, a nice little each way on it. But Dino Blue, yeah,
should win.
It could be anything, couldn't it? Really, like no one knows apart from
I mean, it's unknown, and McManus's the strength of support behind in the market is can't ignore it, really, can you?
Yeah.
Final race on day 3, King Mule. You got any strong selection this?
I've got a strong selection, and I've got one if I think it might run quite nicely. So I've got my strong selection is Schoolboy Hours. It won the first time out, last time out, for the first time in 10 starts over fences, and it's been like a nearly horse, and I think it's got a lot of ability as a over fences. It's got a £9 penalty to deal with. It's also entered into the Ultima, but it won't. I don't think it'll go there because I think the longer trip of the Camille will suit it better. And I think it.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
And I think I just have a feeling that it's a very talented horse, and that is its first one. I think it will go on and win loads in a row. I really do. And yeah, I like it as a horse. And my second one is Omar Moretti, which I've backed all season, and it's won 4 of its last 6. It's 14 to 1. And if Alex Hales gets his horse right, I think it's got to have a decent chance. If it comes, its last run was quite recently, so if it comes here fit, and come here fit at least, but it might be a little bit drained. But I just think 14 to 1's nice price.
And you like horses?
I like how it jumps. I like everything about it. I think it's a nice horse, and it will come massively under the radar as well. So yeah.
You like horses that have a bit of a winning streak as well. I know you're one of those punters as well. Yeah. But this race is my best handicap bet probably of the week, and that is Frontal Assault. It just wins. I don't see how it doesn't win, to be fair. Like, it just looks like Gordon Elliott has primed it for the race. Like, it's 4 to 1. Rob James will claim 7 off it as well. It's coming off top weight of 145, so it's crept in. He takes 7 off it. We're running for 138. His novice chase form looks so strong as well, and it looks like 3 Mile 2 will bring out even more improvement. I just think he's chucked in, and he's probably my best handicap bet of the week, I'd say, personally.
Or even better than Champion Green.
Yeah, no, Frontal Assault is he's just a good thing, and I think he'll be punted in as well.
Very well.
I think 4 to 1's a good price to take now, to be honest. I can't see him drifting out.
Is that your nap of the day?
Yeah, I probably would make my nap, 4 to 1, yeah. I think nice price, yeah. Him or Dino Blue. I'll probably go actually Frontal Assault, bigger price, yeah. I'll go Frontal Assault 4 to 1. What's yours?
My nap would be Allaho at 4 to 5. So,
be fair, you know you got a winner there.
Yeah, I know that I've got a winner there. My nap of the day would be Vienna Court.
If she turns up.
Yeah, and my next best would be I can't believe I'm going to say this, but choice of words.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, Barnes, you might double them up. That'd be a nice price.
Yeah, I prefer to take 20 to 1 than I've already got 40 to 1, but 20 to 1 would be nice. Anyway.
You backed it at 40s?
Yeah.
Oh, nice, so nice. Good bet. Day 4, guys. Start with the Triumph. Vauban, 2 to 1 favourite. He's my selection for the race. I was a Phil Daw fan, but you have to admit that Vauban is just a far better horse at his stage of career than Phil Daw is. You'd be delusional you're just letting you're talking having a bet on Phil Daw if you think he's still going to win. You are. So I think Vauban is just visually massively impressive, and the guy that told you before, I think your eyes are your best asset in trying to pick a winner, I think. And visually, I think Vauban's more impressive. Pied Piper, that race at Cheltenham completely fell apart. Just wouldn't be having him. And plus, Vauban should have beaten him the time before, and shaped like the better horse in the long-term prospect, I would thought. So I think Vauban just is a good thing. The only negative to him is Mullins doesn't do well with his juveniles. But I just think Vauban, Rich Ricky's got a lot of nice horses coming through, and I think he's one of them. I just think he's just classier than the others, I think. And I think it's simple as that. Don't know if you agree or whether you apply.
I did agree, but no, I disagree. I think in this race, I personally think this is probably going to be horribly wrong, and I probably will look like a complete idiot at the end of it. But way too much is being made of the Irish horses in this race.
No.
I really think, I think Night Salute is a great bet at 10-1. No. Absolutely great bet. I was tossing up between Porticello and Night Salute. Obviously, Night Salute beat it by 3/4 of a length earlier in the season. I was really taken with Night Salute's win last time. I think he's just going to win. I think he's a massive price.
No. I'd have Porticello all day over Night Salute.
No, I think Night Salute's done nothing wrong. Never wins by too far. Good horse.
Yeah, I like horses that don't win by too far. He was only bought for like 14,000. Like his breed, he's not bred like the others. But eventually breeding always comes out on top. It does, and he will bet showing up here.
He won't.
You know, he 100% will.
He will win.
You can keep dreaming. You keep dreaming. All right.
Well, I do agree with you. Vauban is definitely the best out of the Irish. I agree with you that. Agree with that. So if I had to pick something else apart from Night Salute and probably then Porticello, then Vauban. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. We're going to the county hurdle. Massively open race. This race I think is always very tricky to try and get a winner of. I'm looking at Colonel Mustard around 12-1. Always runs a good race, I'd say. Doesn't win often, but very rarely runs a bad race. And I think he's got some strong form this year behind Sir Gerard and 3 Strike Life last time, and also John Bond the time before. And also LA Bell's come out of that race as well as won since. So I think its form looks really good. Looks like a decent handicap mark within the 140s. I think 12-1 is quite a solid price for the horse. I just can't see him. He's more, maybe I'm looking at like a placeable horse again. Whereas lots of the others you have no idea whether they'll flop, run well. Like Echoes in Rain, for example. You have like, how could you? She could be anything still in the handicap. I just think Colonel Mustard 12-1, but I don't have a strong opinion on the race. I don't know. What about you?
I like my mate Mozzie at 10-1. Good level of form pretty much throughout his racing career. He's not good enough against the very best, as shown the other day. But when he came second in the Royal Bond, I thought that read quite well. And I think he's a very good horse. He's obviously not going to beat the very best, but I think 10-1 is quite a nice price, and I think he's got a handicap mark for about 146. So I think it's quite nice for a very talented horse. And yeah, that's the way that I'd go.
I was going to say, the only reason why I lost interest in him as a betting on him in perspective is when I backed him. He got beat by Statuaire, I think it was.
Yeah,
he really should have won that race. Yeah, that race. I was on it. I thought I didn't think he could lose, especially jumping last. I know he made that mistake, but he still shouldn't lose that race. To me,
he has beaten Statuaire since.
Yeah, I just but I don't think that. To me, that form's not strong.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah,
I think he would look nice in handicap, like you said.
Yeah.
One of those horses I just lost a little bit of interest in that day.
Yeah, because I really fancied him for the top races, but yeah, it didn't materialise. But I think off 146, I think he's got a cracking chance of 10-1.
No, that does seem like a generous handicap mark, I think, for him. Definitely, it would be interesting if he can bounce back. Hillcrest is now 3-1 favourite, I think, for the Albert Bartley, because now Milena Kroon is now not running, and they've confirmed today that Hillcrest is definitely going for the Albert Bartley. I'm not his biggest fan, let's say. Even though I backed him last time at Haydock, thought he'd win that race. But the closer he gets to race, the more I'm just like, he's just going to win. He ticks a lot. He ticks all the boxes in terms of the trend stats. Only negative I had to him is how hard race did he have at Haydock on that heavy ground? But he's just such a big horse. I think it probably didn't affect him that much. I actually think he just wins. But you agree?
Yeah, well, I saw him at Cheltenham earlier on in the season, and when he beat Iron Maximus, and I was actually on Iron Maximus that day. I'm pretty sure a lot of people were.
I was as well, yeah.
And I just think he's a tank. I think he's awesome. He doesn't jump particularly well, does he?
No,
but he's a big horse. But yeah, he ticks all the boxes for this sort of race. And he's got to have a massive chance. I think Ginto's still favourite marginally. But yeah, I think Hillcrest is one of the bets of the festival, 11-4.
See, I don't like the race.
I think he's got a massive engine. I think he's awesome.
No, the closer I agree. The closer you get to the race, the more you just think he probably will. Like, you can try and take him on, but the closer you get, the more you just think, yeah, he probably will just do it. The only thing I want to say at a little bit of a price is Ballygriffin Cottage for the Skeltons at around 20-1, because he finished a decent third behind Blazing Cow and Gillo being Bello at Cheltenham early in the season, and then won a heavy ground at Lingfield. So he's a proper stayer, like really good stayer. I think he could creep in. He's got that sort of profile. Like, he's not going to be the best in time, but he's the sort of horse that could just, if he's going to win a big one, it's this.
Yeah.
As a lot of the others struggle, but so he's the only one that's probably a bigger price, I'd say, at 20s. But I do think close you get Hillcrest will probably win. Overall. Right, the Big Reds Whole Week Gold Cup. Right, I'll let you take this one there, because I've had to listen to this all year, guys. The Barney selection here. Go on.
Well, I haven't had to listen to it all year, because he's only had one run over 3 miles, hasn't he?
Oh, fine.
But Protectorat, oh my. Just take the 8-1. I've already taken 22-1 back when. But this horse, this is the main English hope, really, isn't it?
Well, it is, 100%, yeah.
But he's going to win, isn't he? Like, the form of his last run is brilliant. Yeah, fair enough. You might say, like, the whole field pulled up apart from Native River and Sam Brown in it. But he beat Native River by 25 lengths and set back to Sam Brown 21 lengths. Yeah, fair enough. Like, Native River is a bit sort of past it. My horse was crying out for 3 miles. I think everyone can see that. That was pretty plain. Skelton team, good form. I think it's great jumper. I think it'll be able to, obviously in the Gold Cup, you have to pop your fences, don't you? You've got to pop every fence. You've got to fly every fence pretty much. I think that's what he does. The only one thing that I have against him slightly is that he does hang and jump slightly left-handed, but I don't think that'll be a worry at Cheltenham. Personally, I think he'll jump pretty true and straight. Just back the horse.
Do you not think the race fell apart last time?
No, not really. No. Yeah, it might have a little bit, but he completely destroyed the field. Like, literally, he was in a different county. I think a lot of the horses in the Gold Cup, if you put them in that race, they would have been just as impressive as he was. But I've got loads of negatives about pretty much most of the horses in that Gold Cup. I know that you fancy something, but I still don't think Galvin's quite good enough. Manello Indo has been a bit weird all season. Album Photo's too old. Allaho won't run. Tornado Flyer.
Tornado Flyer, he definitely will go Gold Cup.
All right, okay. Well, he probably won't. I wouldn't have thought he would win. Roll per Guy's not good enough. Mount Ida's not good enough. I don't think. Chantry House, if you're backing that, like we said all season, you're very, very, very weird.
You got some bad eyes.
Yeah, you got some very bad eyes. I mean, obviously it's a good horse, but it's not good enough. And I actually don't think it's a very strong Gold Cup personally.
I think it's competitive, not strong.
I don't think it's that strong. Our Plutard obviously has got a good chance. I think it'll come third personally. Yeah, so Protectorat is going to win.
You sound very bullish on that one, Barnes. I just can't get away from Aplutard. I've been on him for a long time now. I did do a video back in October saying I think it's between Aplutard and Indo. And my God, the race has become way more competitive since. But I think people are forgetting that he's only 8 and he's been around a long time. Like, he's only an 8-year-old though. And they do have a good record in the race. But he's not a horse that goes unbeaten. He never has been. Like, he's by far and away the classiest horse in the race. Like, none of these would have beaten Shacken over 2 miles. He ran a really good race in it last year. Indo got no chance. He's a completely different horse this year. He couldn't even beat Conflated last time. Conflated was a handicap going into that race. Like, that form is terrible. I can't be having anyone. I can't believe he's 5-1. Indo, like, he got no chance. Aplutard, Davy Russell gave Galvin a perler last time. Just was simple as that. But if you look at Aplutard's last form, he goes first, second. So maybe it's not a bad thing that he got beat last time. So I'm gonna stick with him. I think Protectorate, I can see it. He's only a 7-year-old. I actually tipped him at Aintree last time, and he drifted like quite a lot before the race, which I was a bit concerned about, and he bolted up, obviously. That drift would slightly concern me, probably, even though he did end up winning, because I don't know why, just a little bit weak in the market. It's not a great sign, I'd say. He's got an interesting chance. If my 1, 2, 3 would probably be Aplutard, I'd have. I think Tornado Flyer is very interesting. Whether he will stay the trip, I could see him finishing 3rd or 4th, I'd say. But I would probably have Aplutard to win. I'd probably have Protectorat probably to finish 2nd, maybe, because he's only a 7-year-old. Dan Skelton, when he gets him fresh, he's very good. Probably have Galvin to come 3rd. He's just a bit he's consistent, runs well with Cheltenham.
I'm with you on that.
So what that'd be you'd have the same tricast we would.
I'd have Protectorat to win, Galvin 2nd, and Aplutard 3rd.
You might as well do a combination tricast then, hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wins. But yeah, Aplutard would be my selection. But I can see your angle with Protectorat. I've just been with Aplutard. I'm not going to change really. Now Fox Hunter's next. Very difficult to have a strong opinion, I think, on the race, as it's full of pointers. Point Avon might look all right at 10-1. A 9-year-old won a couple. He's won his last 2. I don't have a strong opinion on the race. Do you?
I don't have a strong opinion, but I will be backing Highway Jewel. Don't have a strong opinion, but I just think it ran quite nicely at Cheltenham. His last win. So yeah, that's my only opinion. Yeah, Billaway will probably finish 2nd again. So yeah.
I actually reckon he won't even finish in money this year.
I think I've had the last 2 winners of this race. So I had Porlock Bay, and I can't remember what the year was before that, but
was it? It came to pass, maybe.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't have that. You had that, didn't you? Yeah.
No, I backed it last year. I didn't do anything. I didn't back it 2 years ago, but
I definitely had Porlock Bay last time. But yeah,
nice.
That's what I'd say. Highway Jewel, but I'm not got.
Let's move on to Mercedes, more interesting race. Mount Ida's 2-1. Ellie Mays 5-2. Constantia's now drifting. A lot of people have been against her all year. I think Mount Ida would be hard to beat. I love Ellie May. I just don't think she's quite good enough. I'd love to see her win. I backed her last year. I thought she should have won that race. I know Paul Reeby, the horse that beat her. I know she was really, really good, but I still think she should have won, in my opinion. Mount Ida would be hard to beat, even though she jumps right-handed. I think Glancing Queen for Alan King at 8-1. Because she's an English mare, could be a little bit overpriced. It ran against Le Homme Press last time, finished 2nd, good run. It beat Fantasticas, my fancy for the Ultimates. That bit of form actually at Cheltenham could be the bit of form to follow for this festival. I just think 8-1, she's done nothing wrong over fences. She jumps really well, consistent, has run well at Cheltenham before. I just think she could go little bit under the radar maybe, but I do think Mount Ida, if she turns up, could be hard to beat despite her quirkiness, I'd say. What do you reckon?
I agree with you on the Glancing Queen, and yeah, Mount Ida could be very hard to beat. But I've backed Zambella all season and can't really get away from her, so that's where I'll be going for Zambella. But I don't. This is a race that I don't have a massive. I wouldn't sort of pin my stick to any.
I think the others are too short at top of the market.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I don't think anyone can have Constancy. Ellie May, I haven't been impressed with her all season, although I think she's a lovely, lovely horse. She's just not. I mean, she annoyed me so much that she didn't beat Court Weavy last year, but I can't back her again. Put the kettle on's lost her way. Riviera Detel probably won't run here. Well, definitely won't. I wouldn't have thought. So yeah, I'll go Zambella, but it's pretty much just because I backed her all season.
And if Vienna Court went here, you'd be on her though.
If Vienna Court went here, I'd be on Vienna Court as well. But I'm just don't even want to mention it because I don't want it to happen. So yeah, that's where I'd be in that race. You
want to start the last race of the whole festival then with the Martin Pipe? You got a big fancy for this?
You're giving me a well, thanks for that. You're giving me the honours. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting race. I don't think it's a race that anyone particularly does well in, just because it's the last race. So people might just pick some random horse. But I'm going for Gordon Elliott to finish off the festival well after missing a year out with Ash Tree Meadow. I think it's quite a talented horse. And it was 9 lengths behind the Little Yank last time at Furls. I just quite like the profile of the horse. I think it's got a decent chance, and Gordon Elliott hopefully will have lots of. Well, yeah, hopefully we'll have a lot of.
I think Gordon Elliott's gonna have a really good festival.
Yeah, I'll give a big shout out to Langendan. And yeah, that's probably I'll probably stick to Ash Tree Meadow, but I don't have a huge opinion on the race. Just one of those last day races where everything good is gone, really. But yeah.
Hopefully you won running for then. I think Langendan's a good thing. How he got dropped £3 Skelton that is outrageous handicapping to drop him free. I watched him run the jockey. How the jockey didn't get in trouble for such a. Just didn't even try. He didn't even give it one whip, and he travelled nice into race. I think I said to you last year, I backed him last year. I think I said to you that Galloping the Jump will go and win stuff going forward, and he has done. I think I said to you he was one of the horses to take out the whole of last year. I said Langendan would come and win this race again. I just thought it's a sort of horse that Dan Skelton would just plot for the same race because he was so far good of the others. And he's not actually going for the Imperial Cup at Sandown on Saturday. They've not actually declared him today, which is interesting because he went and won that last year and got a £5 penalty going to Cheltenham. But they're skipping that and going straight to Cheltenham this time. I think it's probably a good thing actually. He's having one run. He's just been plotted for the race. And like when horses in handicaps have been plotted for the race, they tend to perform much better than if a horse it's like their backup plan. I tend to think. I think 5-1's a fair price. Can't see any each way. Harry Skelton's going to come there swinging at last. He will. Whether he finds one too good again, you won't know. But I think 5-1's a very good price. Right, so that's the 4 days summed up then, Barnes, for each race. We're going to the Naps next best, and we've got a fourfold each, don't we, for the viewers? Yeah. Do you want to take it away with your nap?
My nap of the festival is in the first day, and in the third last race, and it is Stormy Island. I really want her to win. And then my next best for the festival is, let me just find it. I haven't actually decided my next best, but I'm actually going to go for Hillcrest.
Fair enough.
They are my two. And then I have quite a nice little fourfold. I think Honeysuckle 1-2 on first day, Shishkin 4-6 second day, Allaho 4-5 third day, and Hillcrest fourth day 11-4. It's quite a simple, and you'll just have all your money on Hillcrest pretty much. And then my lucky 15. Oh, and £10 on that would pay 160 that fourfold. So yeah, it'd be quite nice.
So 16-1.
Yeah, and then my lucky 15 would be Champion Green on the first day at 8-1. Unexpected Party for Skeletons at 8-1 on the second day. Schoolboy Hours at 10-1 on the third day, and My Mate Mozzie at 10-1 on the fourth day, which would hopefully pay 9,800 to 1, and £1 each way on that. So a total stake of £30 would bring you in £14,605.
Nice and easy then.
Nice and easy. I like the fourfold, so pretty much my Cheltenham Festival is on Hillcrest.
Yeah, that is a risky race to have all your money on.
Yeah, it's a seriously risky race, but it's a great price. And yeah, weird, but my nap is not in any of my, in either my lucky 15 or my thingy. But maybe you could change Honeysuckle at 1-2 to Stormy Island. Yeah,
but I think it's risky to have everything on one horse. You don't want one horse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree.
Well, my nap, you're probably sick of it, is Ronwell Fred in the National Hunt Chase on the first day. Can't see him getting beat. And just it's as simple as that. He ticks every box. Lots of the others have questions. He's 3-1. He should be. I would probably back him at 6-4. I think he's that much of certainty for the race. Next best, Frontal Assault in the King Muir. Best handicap belt the whole week, I think. For Gordon Elliott and Gigginstown again. So I need them to have a good week. My banker probably fourfold would be Constitution Hill. Absolutely love him. You can't say he's a banker, but I just think he's a superstar. So I just think he'll win. And I think Sir Gerhard will go Ballymore. I think Sir Gerhard goes Ballymore. I think he wins that easy. So I think that's why Constitution Hill will win that. Shishkin goes in as well. Unreal Horse. Dino Blue in the Mares Novice Hurdle. And also, I will also have Hillcrest in it. So, guys, if you need Hillcrest to win, we all need Hillcrest to win. The Albert Bartley. So that fourfold is around 60-1. So that'll probably be my straight win there. But if you back that each way, though, like I can't see any of them not placing. So, like, even if one let you down and say you place, like you're still going to get your money back and probably a little bit of profit. But in my lucky 15, which pays over 1,250-1, so much shorter than yours, but still bid to take it, would be Fantastic Kaz in the Ultima for Sam Twiston Davis, the main man himself at 10-1. We'll put Runwell Fred in it, so I think he's a good thing. We'll put Frontal Assault in it as well for the King Muir, and we'll also have Langer down for the Martin Pipe. So they're my that'll be my lucky 15. But hopefully, thanks for having me on, Barnes. It's been great. So hopefully we'll get some wins between us.
I've enjoyed myself. Thank you for having me.
Are you going for any of the 4 days?
No.
No.
Could be, but got some work to do. Oh yeah. No, I mean you never know. I might get a last minute ticket, but yeah, not. No.
Well, you'll see me there. I'm there for.
I'd love it though. You're going all 4 days, aren't you?
Yeah, it's going to be best 4 days the whole year, isn't it? So yeah, no, I can't wait for it.
So apart from when Charlton get promoted, it's never going to happen.
No, forget it. No one cares about football.
What about Chelsea? They've had a good
No,
week,
don't talk about Chelsea. It's irrelevant. But yeah, anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Remember, I've got a new website going live soon, so we'll have a members area on there. It's a brand new setup. Only £20 a month if you want daily tips. So hopefully you guys had some fun listening to it, and hope we got you plenty of winners. Thanks for coming on, Barnes.
Thank you very much for having me, and please back Stormy Island, please.
That's going to make or break your week with Hillcrest.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you soon.